Hey guys, Justin Rankin with the Heart Media Group. We're here in the Heart Media Studios, and I have a very special guest with me. I have Chuck Toki with the Business Success Advisors here with me. And today we're going to be answering some service-based lead questions and how to handle some of the leads you guys are seeing coming in. It's been a big question as we work with, 25, 30 different service industry clients right now on a normal basis, bringing leads in. Consistently, a big problem is, not only just how to get those leads coming in, but where to find them and how to handle leads as you receive them.
So when you're talking about these leads coming in, and first of all, thanks for having me on. But when these leads come in, they're either going to come in through a message or they're going to come in through an actual lead sheet, right?
Absolutely. So right now, most of the time we're building an ad on our side of things. This is what we recommend everyone do. It's a 3-tier ad. So in the ad, you have the ability to message, go back to the website, or fill out a lead form. And this way, you can actually start to assess and prioritize those leads. You know that the people going back to your website are going to look for more information. We can track that number, and you can see how many people are going back. People starting messaging, usually they have 1 or 2 simple questions, and they might not be ready to buy yet. And so if you're driving all your leads there, you're going to run into the issue of wasting a ton of time. Yeah. And that's, I know for you guys, wasting time tracking leads that aren't going to be closable is a huge pet peeve of yours. And then we have the third, which is the lead form. And the people that lead forms usually are going to give you what project they want, the size of the project, their ideas, their name, their address. And those leads, those people who are ready to buy, they might not be ready to buy from you, but they're ready to buy. So if you can get someone to answer those lead forms quickly and effectively, then you're going to start seeing a closing rate skyrocket from those Facebook leads you got coming in.
So I know that one of the major issues right now are the message. When they shoot the message in, it seems to be like when you're doing a LinkedIn and you have just the already typed out, they just hit the button, tell me more, or something like that. And it gets shot over to you, which is good. You get the person, and you can get some information by going onto their profile. But how can you get them to bring that information back? Because you can't just send them a big long email or a big long message as to what you do. You want to get information from them, and if they have everything, they're not sending you anything, right?
Exactly. You want it to be almost immediate. When someone reaches out, you want to say, "Hey, can I get some contact information?" and give you a call, and try to engage that customer as soon as possible. Tell them that interface might not be as effective for them, so ask for an email or a phone number. So right off the get-go, and say you would like to discuss the project in depth with them. And you might lose some people that just want to use that interface. So they might say, "Hey, I only have this simple question." You can answer it right then and there. But a lot of the people that are actually serious are going to go ahead and give you that contact information. Now you can log that, or even if they're not ready to buy now, if they're ready to buy in 3 months, you still have a follow-up plan in place. Whereas if you start trying to engage in dialogue, typically we'll see people either click off and not respond, or they'll just say, "Hey, I'm not interested," right away, because you almost came at them with too much. And we've seen a much higher closing rate when you actually just ask for contact information and grab that right on the spot.
So let's just say that you get this message.
Yep.
How do you get somebody, when you get the message, one of the easiest ways to get somebody, let's put it this way, one of the easiest ways to get somebody to give you their information is by letting them know that there is so much information that I have to give you. I don't want to do it right here in the message boards. Do you mind sending me your contact information? You mind showing me giving me your phone number? That's what you want right now. You want to get voice to voice with them. It's the second best to face to face. So, let them know that you have so much information, a lot of questions before you can give them any information of what you do. So you need to get their phone number. Now, don't get discouraged if they don't get back to you. It's just like when you're going to sell a car on the marketplace and someone says, "Oh, is it still available?" And you say, "Oh," and you say, "Yes, I do, and I still got it available. I live in this area, and this is what it looks like," and you never hear from them again. They just want to know. It's so easy for them to send you that message, and then when it's time to reciprocate with some more information, then they kind of bomb out, which is fine. It happens.
It does happen, and that's kind of why we want to push everybody into that lead form. And what you guys really need to be just hyper aware of is if you use a lead form and you allow Facebook to automatically fill in all those boxes. If you make it name, email, and phone number, well, Facebook typically has all of those registered for everyone on there. And If they do that, you can automatically, you could submit that without even thinking about it. It can be an accidental click. Whereas when you guys are running into the same issue, people not realizing they did it, people not responding. But when you make a mandatory box in there that asks for something about their project or some kind of information, even be it zip code, that might not be automatically attached to their profile, now they are aware and they're forced to do something or it'll air out. So now you eliminate all the people that are accidentally clicking or going through. So if you guys are building these forms, I would almost always ask about the project they have in mind, because we always get people to fill those out when they're actually interested in getting something done in their home.
So when you're you have the 3 choices. Now, it doesn't cost you any more money whether you're going to go with the lead forms or just the message, right? It's just the type of response that you want.
That's awesome. It's an awesome question, because now if you're using the business.facebook.com interface, which if any of you guys are running leads, you should absolutely be using it. It'll allow you to build what we're calling a 3-tier. So what will happen is you can run that as a lead form, but they also have the ability to click inside the same exact ad. They can go back to the website, send you a message, or fill out the lead form right there. So they have all 3 options.
Okay.
So it'll be the exact same pricing across the board, but we would recommend just building all 3 in. That's been by far the most successful since Facebook launched that option.
Perfect, perfect. Now let's say that you get the lead, you get the phone number. How much time do you have to call that number? It's just like any other online source, whether it's Thumbtack, Porch, any of this stuff, Home Advisor. You literally have minutes. After 5 minutes, that lead is generally defunct. So what's nice with this is it's exclusive to you. It's coming straight to you. It's not like Home Advisor where they're sending it to 5 other people. So you might have maybe a day to still give them a call back. It's not like you're trying to compete with 5 other people that have already gotten the lead, which is nice, but you want to get back to them soon. What you're going to start to see is maybe you wait a day, you get back to them, and their excuse to you, and this is funny when I hear this, I didn't do that. Somebody jump on your Facebook and just automatically send me your information? No, that didn't happen. Don't get discouraged if they say, well, I didn't do that, because obviously they did, unless their son got on, saw something cool, and then hit the button. I don't know. But when it comes right down to setting that lead, set it quickly. You got to attack while the iron's hot. Now, when you do have that lead, when you have it and you just set the appointment, make sure it's within the next 3 days. If you go over those 3 days, it's funny how fast they get cold feet with what they wanted to do, and now they're like, I don't know if I really want to do it now. So get out there within the next 72 hours. When you're out there to sell that, remember, they've already seen some of your work, but they need to see more. So you have to do an entire presentation or an entire appointment. So when you get there, make sure that you do your entry and warm up. And when you knock on the door, introduce yourself. Make sure you take your shoes off if they invite you into the house. A lot of times for you concrete folks, you're going to meet them in the garage. It's fine. Do your entry and warm up out there. Get some information from them. But when you're ready to do the inspection, the first thing that you want to ask them is, have you ever looked into this type of technology before? Getting that information out of them, for one, you'll get, how do they have other companies coming out there? Have they already had companies out there? If they already have had companies out, then you want to find out, so what did they say? You want to, find out what's on their sheet of paper before you tell them what's on your sheet of paper. So, you want to ask the customer, have you ever had any technology like this before? Have you looked into this type of technology before? The next thing is you want to do an entire inspection. If they have 2 cars in their garage, you can't do an inspection. Don't even try. Make them take those cars out of the garage. I'm going to tell you, a lot of the garage floors that I had gotten were just because I got them to take the cars out of the garage. They're like, wow, nobody's asked me to take the cars out of the garage. You mean to tell me that someone else came out here and they just looked around your cars? What do they do? Just measure the space and give you a quote, and then all of a sudden you get acquainted with what's called a change order? Those are the types of things that you need to get into when you're inside of the inspection. And then when you get into the presentation, once you get done with the inspection, you're going to do a nice engaging presentation. You're going to show them all the ways that they can get this thing done. And of course, the last one is your solution, the best way to do it, the lifetime solution, the way that no one's going to do it just like you. Even the other epoxy guys, let them know that not all epoxy floors are created equal. So then you're going to go through your presentation, and you're going to get into your what I like to call your trial close. So after we went through everything, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, is there any reason why I couldn't go ahead, if I can make this affordable, is there any reason why we couldn't go ahead and get you on the production schedule while I'm here? No? Great. That means that when they agree to that, that means that any other excuse they give you afterwards is all about money. Remember, you can negotiate money, but you can't negotiate whether they like you, your company, your product, anything like that. So that's how we close. It's really that simple. When people are like, oh, is it that easy? Justin, I'm going to tell you, it really is that easy.
Let's just say it's not a garage floor. If it's a bathroom, a roof, something like that, would that process be the same?
It was similar, but when you're doing your inspection, obviously you're looking at something different. But when you're looking at maybe a roof, you want to make sure that, because perception is everything. I can usually take a look at someone's roof from my ladder, or 5-minute walk around on the roof and come back down and let them know that they need a new roof. But that's not going to win me the sale. I mean, I'm putting on the tool belt, I'm going up, I'm going to spend about 20 minutes. Not only am I taking pictures, I'm taking video. Same thing when I'm selling a set of windows. I might not have the tool belt, but I definitely have the pouch. There's a lot of things. When it comes to perception, the customer needs to see you as an expert, and if you go in there with a khaki and a collared shirt, you're nothing more than the car salesman down the road. So it really is the perception. So when we come back to the whole lead itself being from Facebook, I mean, there really isn't a lot of difference, but you got to get there quick. Let's say that what you're selling and what you really want to advertise on Facebook is windows, but then they hit you up and they say that they just want a front door. You got to go out there, take a look at their front door. What you're looking at is the envelope of their house. You're not there to look at their front door. Now, the wife may say, look, I want the front door. I want a nice red door. I've seen this, down the road. I really like it. But you need to look and be a true salesperson or a true professional and look at the continuous envelope of their house. If you just replace their door and you look and they still have metal windows, you've done nothing for them other than giving them this nice $8,000, front door. They still have really crappy windows, and what I like to call it, just keeps the birds out, because it's not keeping any wind down. If you look at your drapes, they're still blowing in the wind, and your windows are closed. So you really got to look at the envelope. But it's no different if you're going to look at the garage floor. If they just want you to come and look at their front stoop because it's cracked, look at the front stoop and say, hey, you know what? When I was driving up, I noticed you have a really nice garage. The problem is it's a nice exposed garage floor. Let's say that something happened to that. Let's say that your slab cracked in there. Do you know that you can't jackhammer that up, have it removed, and put more concrete in there like you can your driveway? I mean, now you're dealing with your foundation. Let's go ahead. I'll give you a really good deal on the front stoop if we can start talking about that garage floor. But you got to know how to bring that thing up. You can't just say, hey, you know what, this would be a nice second sale for me. You mind if I take a look at the garage floor? That's obviously not going to work. So, we just gave them a lot of information, Justin. We just fed them out of a fire hose. How do they get more information from you?
Absolutely. The easiest way to get a hold of us, because we're always out doing videos, shooting like this, is to send us an email. You can reach me at justin@hardmediagroup.com.
You can get a hold of me at ctokey, CTHOKEY, @gmail.com. All right, we'll see you guys next time.